So I hate to say it, and I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but it looks like everyone in the United States is going broke. We can't afford basic necessities. We can't afford a simple emergency. And now, government officials are giving us access to other money. I want to break down what's happening, how we can get up to $1,000, and in some cases, we can pull equity straight out of our home. Now, there's a lot of things that are happening today that are going to change what happens tomorrow. So I want to break this down, but just understand, it may look like things are great here in the U.S. economy. However, many people don't have money, which means they can't pay for anything. So I'll break all this down in just a moment, but all I ask is one thing. It takes 2 seconds. Go ahead, hit that like button if you enjoy these daily updates. And now let's begin. So let's talk about the good news. What came out today, and many people were very excited. Look at this. It says the U.S. economy grew at a 2.8% pace in the second quarter, much more than expected. Okay, great. Well, if this is good news, why am I talking about how everyone's going broke? If the economy grew, that means people have money, right? Well, yes and no. Look at this. I want to read you the key points here. It says real gross domestic product, this is the GDP, increased at a 2.8% annualized pace in the second quarter, above the 2.1% forecast. So we beat it by 0.7%. It says the personal consumption expenditures, this is the PCE, it's the price index. Okay, a key measure for the Fed rose 2.6% for the quarter, down from the 3.4% move in quarter one. Core PCE prices were up 2.9%, down from 3.7%. Okay. However, here we go. The report also indicated that the personal savings rate continues to decelerate at 3.5% for the quarter, compared with 3.8% in Q1. So right there, the personal savings rate is coming down. We're not saving as much as we used to. And at 3.8% in Q1, we weren't saving a lot of money anyway. Okay, so that's one issue. It says initial jobless claims declined by 10,000, while durable goods orders unexpectedly plunged. Okay, now here's where things get very interesting. So we are now spending money in the economy. This is good news, right? GDP, it accelerated. Well, here's what you need to know. Americans are struggling. You know why? Because of credit card debt. It says credit card delinquency rates hit a nearly 12-year high. Troubling. It says consumers are increasingly holding off on applying for new mortgages and credit cards, according to a Philadelphia Fed report. Well, some are not applying for new credit cards because they can't get them. Just can't get them. Okay? I was talking to a friend of mine just recently, and he was saying that he has great credit. All of his credit cards are paid off every single month, and he went in to try to get a limit increase. I think he had like a $25,000 limit, and he wanted to bump that up to like 30, maybe 35, and so he requested an increase, and he requested 30,000. Okay, so it would be a $5,000 increase, and they shot him down. They said, no, we're not going to give it to you. But he has almost perfect credit. Okay, his cards are all paid off. He doesn't have a lot of debt, and they said no. Okay, they don't want to give you additional credit, not right now. So that's one. But look at this. Right now, here's something big that's happening. The IRS has now announced there's a new rule. Okay, they're making it easier for the American people to pull money out of retirement. If you want up to $1,000, you can get it. All you got to do is pull money out of your IRA, pull money out of your 401k. You don't need a reason. Okay, you don't need to give them a reason. What they say is you can pull up to $1,000 out, and it would be for any self-defined emergency. Self-defined. Okay? You don't have to specify the emergency. It is up to you. It's a self-defined emergency. So it could be something like, oh, my credit card bill is late, right? And if we have credit card delinquencies at a nearly 12-year high, maybe that's an emergency. And so my credit card bill is going to be late. I need to put gas in my car. Right, it's an emergency. I got to get to work, right? Oh, I'm tired of eating top ramen and rice. I've been eating that for the past 2 weeks. That's an emergency. I need to go to Texas Roadhouse, and I need to have a good meal there. I need a big old steak, right? Potato. That's what I need. I need the rolls, right? That's an emergency. You could say, oh, well, I need to get new rims for my car because they're all scratched up, right? I don't know if they're going to last. That's an emergency, right? It's a self-defined emergency. This is what the IRS has just opened up. That's crazy. But again, they're not the only ones, okay? Here's another one. Freddie Mac. Now, we talked about this before. Freddie Mac is getting into the secondary mortgage market. But that could actually bring on a financial crisis. If you remember back in 2008, where we saw this, the housing market completely collapse. Now, this is a different situation. We do not have as many people out there getting second, third, fourth, fifth mortgages. Okay. We also don't have a lot of people doing those ninja loans. Okay. This is no income, no job, pretty much no verification at all. It's just you come in, you want a loan, we'll give you a loan. Right? They're not doing that. They're also not giving 120% loan to the value of the home, where you start off and you are upside down in your loan because the value of the home is not as high as what the loan is. Right? We're not doing those. And so what Freddie Mac is doing, they're going to get in the secondary mortgage market, where if you want a second mortgage to, let's say, you're going to go and take some of the equity out of your home, and you're going to move that equity, and you're going to pay off credit cards, pay off a car payment, take a vacation, send your kid to college, right? You can do all those things. Maybe renovate your house, put in a pool, right? You can do all these things. Here's a problem. You just moved that equity to pay off debt, okay? So essentially, you're taking on debt, which is a secondary mortgage, to pay off other debts. Now, granted, you'll probably have a better interest rate on a secondary mortgage than you will on a credit card or maybe a car payment, but it's still debt. This is why some say this could foment a financial crisis. So just keep that in mind. Now, I want to show you another thing. I think this is interesting. Americans are falling behind on their car payments. It says defaults are up 11% in the first half of 2024 compared with 2019. Now, what's interesting about this is somebody sent me a message just the other day, and I want to read this to you. Let me read this comment to you. This person says, and I quote, "You warned us, and I should have listened. My husband and I bought a 2016 Ford Edge back in August 2024 2023 for $21,000. I'm pretty sure she meant 2023 because we're not in August yet. But they bought a 2016 Ford Edge back in August 2023 for $21,000. With all the prices dropping lately, our car is valued at around $14,000. We obviously have not paid off $7,000 already, and now my husband thinks it would make more sense and be wise to just let the bank take the car back since we still have around $20,000 owed on it. What do you think?" Here's the problem. First off, I'm not a financial expert. I'm not a financial advisor. I'd never suggest somebody just let the bank take it back, which usually means you are not paying your payments. Okay? You're not sticking to the contract that you signed with the bank, with the lender, which means your credit is likely going to be dinged. Now, I never recommend that, okay? But I understand the issue. Here's the problem. Many people are doing this exact same thing. They purchase cars for $20, $30, $40, $50, $60,000, and the car market started to settle. Everything started coming down, and now they're questioning whether or not they should continue making payments. Well, here's the thing. If you don't make payments, it's going to hurt your credit. Now, do you need credit? Well, most people do need credit. You need credit so that you can buy a house, buy a car, right? Get a credit card. You need these things. Now, when you understand how to make money, do you still need credit? Yes. But at the same time, you can also use other people's money. You can go and get loans elsewhere. So again, it's really up to you here, but this is the thing that most people are doing. They're just letting banks take their cars back. They're just letting banks close their accounts because they can't make the payments. I understand it's tough times, but this is where we're at. This is why I'm telling you, everybody is going broke. Everybody's going broke, and it's getting worse. Okay? I want to read you this one as well. And the reason I want to read you this one is because the IRS, again, is giving us the option to go and pull $1,000 out of our retirement accounts if we want it. Okay? Here's what this person has to say. She says, since we can now take up to $1,000 out of retirement, I am doing it. I'm 34 and I have a long ways to go, but I only have around $6,000 in retirement anyway. It won't make that much of a difference. That's true. It won't make that much of a difference right now, but if you take out $1,000, let's say you're 34 years old, you take out $1,000 and you don't put that $1,000 back. Here's the problem. With compound interest, that $1,000 could turn into tens of thousands of dollars by the time you're 65 or 70 years old. That's where you're going to kind of feel the effects. But again, $1,000 today or $10,000 in 30 years, most people would take $1,000 today. Now, I want to say one last thing. The economy right now is changing. We are getting a lot of reports that everything is good, the economy is strong, and in some cases it is. But we have two different economies here. We got the lower income households that are really struggling to put food on the table, keep clothes on their kids' back. And then we got the middle class, the upper middle class as well, and the upper class. They're doing just fine. The middle class, yes, they're still taking vacations, maybe not going on a 2-week Mexico vacation, but they're still going on vacation, maybe for 1 week. And we got the upper class that aren't really feeling the effects. Stock market's doing well, right? Real estate prices are still going up in many cities. Some cases they're dropping. But again, they're still doing well. So this is what's interesting is we have two different economies here. And it just depends on who you are and who you're listening to. But keep that in mind, okay? Everybody right now seems to be broke. And it's only getting worse. So, I will leave you with that. Again, thank you guys for watching. Consider subscribing, and I'll see you guys on the next one.